I think he likes that place. Both them cars are out of the same stable.
Well, on our timing and scoring sheet we do have Brian Chu in the 99, but that's not where he started. And we see what happens. Jamie Hayes, a great restart. Ruben Pardo right behind him, and Tim Andrews running third. Great story news about that.
Austin talking to Paul. He said, Dan, I bought that car. I'm ashamed to say this, and I hope he's okay to say this on the air. He said, I bought it for $1,000. He said, that was an old Busch car that came out of the Aiken stable. I bought it for $1,000. I put 2 bodies on it since, and it's been a real good race car for us. So Paul Andrews putting a good piece under his son Tim.
Won at Dover last year to Tim Andrews.
Jamie Hayes just setting the pace.
Now let's tell the story about Jamie Hayes and the way he fits into the Hendrick family. He is the nephew of the late John Hendrick, who was killed in that tragic plane crash at Martinsville. When all that happened, his racing career kind of got put on hold a little bit. Now the Hendrick Motorsports team has helped out. They've got equipment, and it's the Ken Schrader shop that is maintaining that car, and a great crew chief in Donnie Richardson, who is crew chief many Nextel Cup teams, Busch Series teams, is heading the wrenches on that car. So there's a lot of experience, and that's some pretty good equipment right there for Jamie Hayes.
Well, it is, and something unusual about this car, probably 90% of these cars here tonight at Nashville are 105-inch wheelbase. They're ex-Busch South cars, or they're actually Busch cars. This is a 110-inch wheelbase car, meaning that the center of the wheel to the center of the rear wheel is 5 inches longer than these other cars. Talking to Jamie, he was a little concerned about that. He said, man, I wish we had a 105 car. He said, I feel it's going to really start pushing late in the race. And I said, man, I think you're going to be good. This is a fast racetrack. Donnie Richardson confirmed to him that he's got a good race car. So this is a different type of race car than most of these cars out here now, because it is an ex-Winston Cup car or an Nextel Cup car, where most of these other ones are Busch cars. A little bit shorter wheelbase.
There's Sean Case, who has been told by his crew chief, Andy Santerre, to not really push it too hard. He's running 5th right now.
Doing a good job. You know, not to his liking. He was talking about the car being a little bit tight in the corner. Andy on the radio saying, don't burn the front tires off. Don't take your time. You've got 150 laps here tonight. Save it for the last 20 or 30 laps. And that's, I think, what Sean Case is doing right now.
And right in front of him in that 18 car, another one of those Joe Gibbs developmental drivers, 17-year-old Mark Davis out of Mitchellville, Maryland. Last year at Hickory, he won 6 late model events, 4 in a row, Dan.
Yep.
This is a guy that everybody says can really drive a race car. Sometimes he gets overshadowed by Joey Logano, but he has a ton of talent. Now, he has had 2 really bad finishes. Last week at Thompson, he was 28th after starting on the outside of the front row. In New Hampshire, he was 28th. And so he is hoping to make it up here tonight, have a better finish. How about that? Logano and Earnhardt now battling side by side.
Jeffrey Earnhardt real excited about this race here tonight also. He said, I really feel good about it. It's one of the better race cars I've had. Qualified 6th here tonight. He said, I've got a good piece. It's real good on the long run, and I feel good about it. I can drive it on the bottom and top of the racetrack. Means a lot to a driver to have that confidence. And young Jeffrey Earnhardt, he needs a good top 5 finish here to get his morale going and get that team in the right direction.
That is the battle for 8th place, now owned by Logano. You see Chase Austin, another one of those young rookies. He's in the 66 car. Got a glimpse of it there a moment ago. Car owned by Rusty Wallace. Austin, another guy who's just 17.
Yep, and that car that Chase is in, the 66 car, it's an ex-Rusty Wallace car. He got it from Roger Penske when he left, and it's been one of his better cars. And Chase is real fond of this race car.
Back up to the battle for 3rd place as the top 2 continue to motor on. I mean, all night long, Pardo and Hayes have been the class of this field.
Well, they have, Mike, but I'm not sure that's the right move. They're really stretching it out, some 3 seconds plus.
Oh, there's trouble. Pardo in the wall.
Well, we just talked about it. I believe he blew a right rear tire, blew a tire on the right side of that race car.
Ruben Pardo. Oh, and there's a mess behind him as a number of guys trying to get stopped.
Case.
Sean Case in it as well. Not able to get stopped. Let's see what kind of damage is on the Case machine. And
Mark Davis.
Oh my gosh, a number of the front runners got into some of that. Look at Sean Case. He's got bad damage on the front, the left front of that car.
Big job. Man, I'm so disappointed. This car was awesome. I was so ready to just roll by those guys.
Oh, the disappointment from Sean Case. That's who you heard there. And
Andy Santerre
trying to keep him up. Andy Santerre said he was doing awesome, but boy, it's going to be a long night now. Let's see if we can see. Now watch what happens here as the drivers try to get Woe down. Good job by Andrews.
Yep. Not sure if he had a tire go down or what. Looks like the right rear of that car tire is still up, but obviously something going wrong with that race car to make him make a hard right. See, the right rear appears to be up, the left rear appears to be up.
Like I say, on a track like this, it's a little rough. You never know when drama is going to strike. And Jamie Hayes out in front still has a clean race car. You saw Tim Andrews dive down, his race car still in one piece. But when Mark Davis stopped, his car spun and really was wide on the racetrack. And there was no way that Sean Case was going to get by it. And so it looks like another long night for Sean Case, who won last week at Thompson.
Yeah, it looks like that, you know, he's got some left front damage there, guys, but not sure if they can get that pullback out and keep it off the tire. Yeah, he's going to lose a little bit of downforce on the left front of that race car, but he may be able to limp his way through the night and possibly salvage, you know, a top 10 out of it. If he had a good night, it might be a top 5. So he's got one of the better crews out here in this series, so I think they'll make the right moves. You see he pulls the aluminum ductwork from the radiator, which is not good, because you need that ductwork to help divert that air into the radiator. They're going to get that fender off that tire and get it back underway. Crew hollering for the Sawzall. It's an electric saw to cut them pieces off there.
Well, they're trying to do this and keep him on the lead lap, but I don't believe they're going to be able to do it. What a tough break for Sean Case. You know, and to change that tire on the left front, that has to be approved by NASCAR, and it doesn't look like it's going to get approved to change it. They've got the stuff cut off, and right now the pace car is almost to the start-finish line, and there goes Sean Case. He's going to stay on the lead lap.
Well, that's the key right now, Mike. Keep him on the lead lap, like you said. Get him around one more time. Don't look like he had a whole lot of left front damage there, so if they can get him back around, they can probably finish the repairs on that car.
Yeah, but the chance of a good finish has just gone out the window.
Yep, it's a tough deal, but again, if they can get most of that fixed, we just have to see how bad it does affect them.
And now the beneficiary, we've been notified again, is once again going to be Peyton Sellers, so he will now go one lap down. He was 3 laps down after leading this race and cutting a tire, and that man has led the most laps tonight. Jamie Hayes, 33-year-old driver.
There's Peyton Sellers again. Again, he will be the beneficiary. He is the fastest car on the racetrack right now. He was 3 laps down. Now he's going to get another beneficiary. He went 3 laps to 2 laps. Now he'll be 1 more lap down. So, you know, if he uses his head, he can make his way back up front. It could be an exciting night for Peyton Sellers and that whole bunch.
Todd Peck has come down to get some adjustments on pit road. Again, no approved tire changes here. Skip McCord also down on the pit lane. And Peyton Sellers, who's right behind that pace car, when the light goes out and the signal is given 1 to go, Peyton Sellers will come around and join the tail end of the field. The reason they do that with 1 to go is that they have to trip the sensors.
Yep.
That there is automatic scoring here, and so to trip the sensors, he'll do it now. Young Tim Andrews is going to start on the front row. What a race he has run tonight.
He has, and it's been a good race car. But again, his dad also expressing some concern of the right front tire, because they did burn a tire up in some 80, 90 laps. He said, I took some camber out of it, which means laid it down a little bit. I'm not sure if that fixed it.
Again, back to Sean Case's car as he's back in on pit road as they continue to cut away some of the pieces of that car. You heard Andy Santerre said he was doing a great job, and Sean Case says, I am so disappointed, as you must be. There is Andy. His wife beside him. They're expecting their first child in November, so congratulations to the Santerres.
Thrill for him. Of course, him stepping out of the car was a little bit tough, but he says, you know, I've really enjoyed working with Sean Case in this whole operation and building it to where it is today, and I hope to be a car owner in the Busch Series, possibly the Nextel Cup Series one day.
Well, you win 4 championships. You know, he'd accomplished everything there was to accomplish in this series, and now is teaching the young Sean Case, and now he has to teach him how to deal with disappointment and patience, because he certainly had a great race car here tonight.